Today in federal court, GM was hit with yet another lawsuit over those dangerous ignition switches that have led to one of the biggest recalls in years. 7 Action News investigator Ross Jones is standing by live in Dearborn. And Ross, what can you tell us about the scope of this lawsuit?
Well, Stephen, good evening. This is the first lawsuit to come out of Michigan over these recalls, but legal experts tell me probably not the last.
I'm confused as to what I need to do, but I know I probably shouldn't be driving this thing because it could probably kill me if I do.
That's what Dearborn attorney Qasim Daklala says his client told him after learning that his Chevy Cobalt had a dangerous, possibly deadly defect. He filed a class action lawsuit today against GM on behalf of 60-year-old Adnan Jawad, alleging the company covered up a defect in vehicles they touted as safe. Jawad reached out to his lawyer after learning that 12 deaths and 31 crashes had been linked to GM vehicles like his. Last month, the auto giant recalled more than 1.6 million cars, saying they have a defective ignition switch that can cause the engine to shut down. Jawad didn't want to talk to us on camera for this story, but did say he's afraid to drive his Cobalt.
Over 1 million people have been harmed by GM's cover-up of these defects.
Daklala says that even though his client wasn't physically harmed by his vehicle, he sustained plenty of economic damage. For one, he's too afraid to get behind the wheel, so he's had to arrange other transportation.
Most people, if it's possible for them, are going to drive their vehicles as seldom as possible because you don't want to be in a death trap.
And in light of all the media attention and GM's own admissions that vehicles like Jawad's can be dangerous, his attorney says the value has plummeted.
Anybody who owns a vehicle is not going to be able to get any resale value, so that item literally is rendered worthless in the marketplace.
Today's class action lawsuit, which was filed in federal court, is the third filed against GM since the recall and the first here in Michigan. Daklala says no matter what fix GM comes up with, he and his client won't trust that it's truly safe.
They actively hid defects for a decade. How are we to believe that these defects are actually fixed like the manufacturer claims them to be?
Now, the lawsuit seeks damages greater than $5 million, but there is some debate as to whether or not GM can even be sued over this. Remember, the company emerged from bankruptcy in 2009, and they argue they are immune from any litigation pending from problems before then. But lawyers like Daklala and others say that is a question that's up to a judge. We are live in Dearborn tonight. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.
All right, thanks a lot, Ross.